Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jaayenge epitomizes mainstream Indian cinema. It checks off everything on the list: forbidden love, action sequences, elaborate choreography, saris in Switzerland, Shah Rukh Khan, and a general sense of Bharat Mata Ki Jai, India number one.
Go east, go west, Punjab is the best.
Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jaayenge, or DDLJ as it became known, became the most successful Hindi film of all time at the time of its release, and swept the 1995 Filmfare Awards. And today, 29 years after its release, it is still playing at Maratha Mandir, a cinema in the heart of Mumbai. The film laid out a blueprint for success, and thus came about a specific genre of films pioneered by Dharma Productions and Yash films in the 2000s. These were romantic films set in Western settings, following conventional melodramatic structures and boasting a deep love for Indian traditions. But they also allowed for a pinch of Western values. This combination made them a huge hit with NRI audiences. Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jaayenge stars Shah Rukh Khan as Raj, a college student who can just about excel in any sport you put him in. He's incredibly wealthy but fails in university. So, to reward him, his father sends him on a holiday around Europe to live out his youth, a chance for the father to live vicariously through his son. Opposite him stars Kajol as Simran, the daughter of a middle-class, traditionally Indian, pigeon-loving businessman played by Amrish Puri. Simran dreams of a great love story for herself. She knows that her dreams have limits set by her role in this traditional society, but she wishes to resist. Her father breaks the news that it is time for him to fulfill the promise he made to his best friend as a child to get their children married, and Simran resigns to her fate. Before she leaves, she asks only for a chance to see Europe. And so, Raj and Simran meet. They have their share of hijinks and fall in love. They return to London and Simran leaves for India to be wed. Raj follows, which leads to arguably one of the most beautiful scenes in Indian cinema as Simran runs through a mustard field into the arms of Raj. But he's not here to steal her away, as he says. No, he's here to respectfully, with the permission of her father, marry her. And so, under the pretense of being a traveller, he befriends her fiancé Kuljit and makes his way into the wedding. He begins to unleash his charm on the family, winning them over one by one. But despite his attempts, he can't seem to win over her father. And so when the patriarch finds out the truth, he kicks him out. Then Kuljit, her fiancé, beats Raj's ass. But then Shah Rukh Khan almost kills him, but he doesn't because he's a good guy and everything. And the film culminates in a dramatic standoff between Raj and Simran's father, until finally her father lets her go and true love triumphs. But does it? Or does it simply learn to exist within a system of oppression where nothing ever really changes? These films are examples of what Madhva Prasad refers to as the feudal family romance. She uses this term to talk about a certain type of film that gained popularity in the 50s and 60s and soon became the standard for Indian films. These were stories of forbidden love which maintained the family unit as the center stage for the drama. Ravi Vasudevan, when speaking about this form, explains, "This form releases a series of new drives to individual romantic fulfillment and the formation of the couple for the nuclear family, consumerist orientations, affiliations to an impersonal state form, but ultimately subordinates them to the rule of traditionally regulated social relationships. This structure functions as a way both of disavowing change and more subtly of allowing for it without disturbing social hierarchies." There's a beautiful monologue delivered perfectly by Farida Jalal in the third act of the film, where she describes the role of women in Indian society as she sees it. And so the film recognizes without a shred of doubt the perils of a patriarchal social structure. But what's frustrating is it concedes to it. It refuses to challenge it in any meaningful way. Simran's act of transgression is nullified by the ending when she requires her father's permission to go on and live a life with Raj. The problem actually is with Raj.
Yeah.
He's supposed to challenge, the traditional notions of masculinity at the time. He's contrasted with Kuljit, her fiancé, who's much more manlier in that sense. He rides horses, he hunts pigeons, and jokes about cheating on his wife, the classic man. Whereas Raj, on the other hand, he's soft. He plays antakshari with the woman, he helps around the house, he nurses pigeons back to health. But when Simran tries to escape her oppressor, having her mother and her sister's support to do so, Raj shuts it down.
सिमरन को छीनना नहीं, पाना चाहता.
At the end of the day, he still views her as property, something he can't steal from her father, but something that he needs to earn. And so the cycle of oppression continues. Raj and Simran have not left the film having won any sort of freedom, but simply having loosened their chains a little bit. Anupama Chopra, a film critic, said, "The film showed that the modern Indian could enjoy the material comforts of the West while enjoying the spiritual comforts of the East. In the push and pull of a liberalized economy, this synthesis was a comfortable answer. But comfortable answers, as we understand them, can undermine social progress." Under Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge's premise, the right to choose who to love becomes something that must be earned. This preserves rigidly held beliefs of social hierarchy and honor. Such an argument, where Simran must be quite literally handed over to Raj, is counterproductive to the modernizing project. Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jaayenge is an excellent melodrama. It is entertaining, it is beautifully shot, brilliantly capturing the landscapes of both the snowy Swiss Alps and the beautiful mustard fields of Punjab. The comedy comes naturally from charming and interesting characters. It is a comforting film as long as you don't think too much about it. The idea of honor is something deeply enshrined in Indian society. According to a recent report by National Crime Record Bureau, nearly 25 cases of honor killings were reported in 2019. Scholars, however, argue that honor killings are highly underreported and say that the true number is likely in the hundreds. The problem is that DDLJ makes transgression and rebellion look rather lame, for lack of a better term. It contributes to this idea that one who disturbs social order is anti-Indian and corrupted by Western ideologies.
भले ही मेरी पैदाइश इंग्लैंड में हुई हो, पर हूँ मैं हिंदुस्तानी.
A good Indian is one who stands when told to stand, sits when told to sit, loves who they're told to love, and looks away when they're told to. And in this way, the structures that hold us down keep us there. I have seen firsthand how notions of honor can destroy families, and I've seen true love crushed underneath the weight of societal norms. Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jaayenge is a fine film, and maybe it is just a reflection of the reality we live in. But we must see cinema as something more than just entertainment. We must be able to use its mass appeal to advocate for a reworking of social hierarchies that keep us captive.